Teebs and KidPhoenix podcast is now partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is an energy drink powder that is different from the energy providers of the past, using all natural energy from ripe coffee cherries to provide natural energy with no sugar, no calories, no artificial coloring, and no maltodextrin. Each serving of Dubby contains about 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine, but since Dubby's formula is sugar-free, you get energy and focus without those anxious, jittery, or wired feelings. Just mix 1 rounded scoop with 8 ounces of water and you're good to go. Unlike energy in a can, you have the ability to control how much goes in. Want to take it a little easier? Drop in a little less powder. You're in control. Listeners to our podcast can receive 10% off their order by using promo code Teebs at checkout. Try any one of Dubby's 15 unique flavors, including cherry blossom or Japanese soda today, and experience the difference.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on. Straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything inside.
Hey, how about that? We're back. We're back in business. Teebs, life tends to get in the way of certain things, like this podcast that we love to do. And, things have been a little bit squirrely, but we're back in business. I had some school work things to attend to. There was some minor pathfindering that, interrupted some of the flow, but I'm back in here. I'm back in the studio. I'm in business. How's you?
Yeah, I had some life happen, but I'm
all right. We're not doing the John Wick bit. We're not doing that. Like, we've recycled that bit to hell and high water.
I like that bit.
All right, fine. Do the bit.
No, it's fine. You
all right.
Hate the bit. It's established.
I don't hate the bit. I'm just saying.
Right. It's okay.
All right.
You hate the bit.
It's the Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast. We're back, and it just so happens that we're doing another podcast, and then we're closing the year out. Not necessarily with this one, but we'll see what happens. It is our end of the year 2025 Hot Takes podcast, and we have some thoughts. We have some hot takes. And we're going to see how people feel about these all over the social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all under Teebs and KidPhoenix versus. Links will be in the description of your video if you're watching this on YouTube, which we're also on, or it'll be in the Spotify, Apple Podcasts link descriptions. Before we begin today's podcast, we have to give it up and give props to Mr. Rob Reiner, who passed away on Sunday the 14th. He and his wife were found in their Brentwood home, apparently stabbed to death by their son. So we're just going to wait for all the details to come around about that. But sorry to hear about the tragic events that happened on Sunday the 14th that led to the death of one of the best producers, directors, I'm going to say of my lifetime, thinking like I was born in 1980. I got into Rob Reiner a little bit late. Few Good Men was the first movie that I really saw, like from start to finish, and I was maybe like 16 when that happened. But watched Princess Bride for the first time last month, and I think Rob was just like, all right, KidPhoenix has seen the Princess Bride, finally. I can rest now.
So you're to blame then.
Yeah, I mean,
it's your fault.
It's my fault.
Maybe
sorry.
You just shouldn't have watched it for another 10 years.
Yeah, but then Rob Reiner would be like what, 80 something? All right, so Teebs, you're way more of a film bro than I am. What's your personal experience with Mr. Robert Reiner?
Listen, I love Spinal Tap. I like Princess Bride. I love Few Good Men. When Harry Met Sally, not really my thing, but I admit its importance. Just all around, just a guy that really understood how to make a good movie, how to intertwine comedy, and drama together just a phenomenal talent, and he'll be missed.
He will. I mean, it goes without saying that Rob Reiner was one of the pioneers. I mean, not only did he do like Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, but he also had his hand in movies like Misery and The Princess Bride, as well as, like you're saying, A Few Good Men, Spinal Tap. So it's just like wide range of skills and abilities that he could tackle. And it's like, you don't get that nowadays. I mean, and if you do, it's not as great. I'll just be nice and say it that way.
That's correct. And yeah, really takes a master to really pull those things together. So
shout out to Rob Reiner. Everybody watch a Rob Reiner film. Doesn't matter which one it is. I personally will go for A Few Good Men. Other happenings since we've been away. There was some Hollywood business that happened while we were away. It just goes to show that we can't take 2 weeks off without something really silly and ridiculous going on in Hollywood. So let me break this down. All right, so Teebs, like, lock in. I need you to lock in right now because I'm breaking this down.
Locking in.
Okay, so Netflix put in a successful bid for Warner Brothers. Not the entirety of Warner. They didn't want CNN. They didn't want the cable or anything like that. This is just for Warner Studios, right? They said, hey, here's $82 billion in cash and stock options. We will buy Warner, and then you can sell the cable company to somebody else. That seemed to be all right and good until Paramount came in and was like, whoa, wait a minute. We got some sour grapes here. So we're going to do a hostile takeover. And they said, we're going to give you all cash, straight cash, homie, $102 billion in just straight cash.
Do you get what's happening, though? Do you understand what's going on?
A little bit, but maybe there's some parts that I missed. If you would like to shine some light on this.
All right. So Netflix said, we're going to give you $84 billion. But that 84 billion is broken up into stocks and cash.
Correct.
Right? Basically, so that you can understand, it's cash, but also future prospects.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. There's some draft picks in there.
And I'm not exactly sure what the share price would be at, but, Paramount came in and said, hey, they are not messing with the deal that Netflix is trying to make.
Yeah. So they're not messing with the deal that Netflix made. They're just simply saying to the shareholders of Warner, we feel like our deal, $104 million straight cash, we feel like that's better for you as shareholders. I think was kind of what I was reading in, like Deadline, Variety. Yeah, I read the Deadline and the Variety. Like I have to for this podcast. I have some thoughts on this, like the whole situation. My first thought is that, like, no sale is perfect, right? If Warner sells to Netflix, basically you have the number 1 and the number 3 streamer in the world combining. Number 2 is Amazon, for those of you that don't know. That creates a bit of...
It's not Tubi?
No, it is not Tubi. As much as we have tried to make that a thing on this podcast, we're still out here trying to make Tubi a thing.
Nobody loves Tubi. Nobody loves Pluto and Tubi more than me. Hey,
nobody
Pluto
loves John Tubi more than us.
Listen, we will shill for you guys.
Yeah.
I love it. I love... Yeah. Listen,
26 Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast, sponsored by Tubi. If you would like to, hey, Tubi, I'm just putting this out there. What camera's on Tubi on? Camera 3?
Camera 3.
Tubi. I'm just saying. YouTube is out here putting all of the Ringer podcasts on YouTube. We will do that. We will go on Tubi and we'll do that. We won't do it for free, but it won't be as expensive as maybe some of the things that you're paying. We're just putting that out there. Like the Teebs and KidPhoenix Keeping It Moving channel, and it's just like hour after hour of Teebs and KidPhoenix versus video podcast. But I digress. My second thought is, I mean, the consumer perspective, it's not good when one company has such a huge market share in any one aspect of consumerism. The other thing is a little bit more politically motivated, and I apologize in advance, but Paramount is run by David Ellison, who is a huge backer, I'll just say, of our president, to be nice. I'll just be nice about it. And I feel that if Warner sells to Paramount, then we are just one step closer to state media. Because the Paramount deal, they would own everything. Warner Studios, CNN, they would control everything. And I guess the relevant question that I had to you is, like, you're a Paramount stan from back in the day. Like, you're all
What?
you're all now, let me finish. You're all about the Star Trek and the stuff that Paramount has put out. Do you have any concerns if, like, Paramount has all this new capital from Warner and they're just like, all right, we're done with this whole Star Trek thing. We're not making money. I mean, it might be convenient for you if you're just on there, if you have a reason to buy Paramount Plus, because it's all the Paramount stuff plus all the Warner stuff. So I guess that would be convenient for you.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, tell them why you mad, son. Go ahead.
I'm not really that mad. I am worried. Well, here's the thing.
All right.
This is the thing. We're really going to miss out on the opportunity. Paramount, everything that you said, yes, I agree 100%. Although, if Paramount buys Warner's, first of all, it would reunify the Friday the 13th franchise.
I'm not against that.
Also, since Paramount owns the Scream franchise and Warner Brothers owns would own the Friday and Nightmare franchises.
Are you saying we get a crossover of epic, horrific proportions?
That's the only upside I can see to this deal. But,
well, we have our thoughts. If you want any expended thoughts, then just reach out to us on social media. We'll tell you how we feel. This podcast is all about hot takes and our end of the year hot takes. I've prepared a few. Teebs has prepared a few, but he has informed me earlier today that many of these takes are ingredients at the supermarket as opposed to fully baked takes. So this will be 1000% genuine shock and awe when I hear some of the things that Teebs is about to say. So
shock and awe, that's right.
In the spirit of allowing Teebs to collect some of his first thoughts for his first take, I'll go first. And I have this to say. My first hot take comes from some things in the video game landscape. Actually, I have two, but this is my first one. I'm looking at you, Sony. I'm looking at you, Microsoft. I'm not necessarily looking at you, Nintendo, but there's a certain console that's going to be right on your ass in like a year or two. Console wars are over, folks. Steam won. The Steam Cube has ended the console wars. Okay, let me get this straight. Steve, Gabe,
yeah.
whatever his name is. What's his last name?
Newell.
Gabe Lowell.
Newell.
Gabe Newell. He played the ace of spades in a game of spades. He played the trump card. He won. Like, that's it. You're telling me I get a console with the convenience of a console with the Steam library. That's, you win. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's what it is, because, like, two simple factors. Exclusive things, that games that are exclusive are no longer a thing anymore. And if they are, they're really rare. Things like Ghost of Yotei or something like that. That's the Sony exclusive. But unless you're buying a console specifically for that game, there's really no reason to buy a PS5 Pro or a PS6 when that comes out, or
and
whatever the hell.
What game would you be buying specifically for the PlayStation? I mean,
I think Yotei is the only thing. Only because everything else is on the Steam library. If you're a Call of Duty person, like, that's there. You're good with that. If you want the Sony Spider-Man games that came out years ago, that's on there. Last of Us, that's on there. Gears of War, That's on the. Do you see where I'm going with this, Teebs?
I see.
I think what it's going to come down to is the specs and the price of the GameCube. If the GameCube has specs, all right, I'll just ask you this. What specs does the GameCube need to have in order to be viable to this new type of consumer that would be interested in such a product?
All it has to do is be at least as good as the regular PlayStation 5, which should not be
not the Pro or anything like that.
No, all it needs to do is be able to play at not even at 4K, like at 1080 at like medium resolution. I think everybody will be fine.
I'll pose this scenario to you, Teebs. Grand Theft Auto 6 has come out. It is the year 2033 or whatever the hell year it is. And you can run Grand Theft Auto 6 on your Steam Cube at 1080p because you don't have 4K televisions, if I remember correctly. And you can play it on, we'll say, medium graphics quality because Teebs he doesn't need high quality. He's a very simple individual in the sense that like he likes the sandwich the way he likes the sandwich. Peanut butter, jelly, whole wheat toast. That's it.
That's it.
Anything more than that is too much. So Teebs, the Steam Cube plays Grand Theft Auto 6 at 1080p and you're getting 80 to 90 frames per second. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
There it is. Those are the requirements for Teebs. I feel like this is also the other requirement, and this also bleeds into one of my requirements. I mean, we're not the target demo for this console because we both are PC gamers already. So we're not the target demo. Price is going to affect the other part of the target demo. I understand that DDR5 RAM memory, sorry, I'm being computer nerd now, the memory that is on many PCs, I realize that's getting expensive. I realize that all of the companies are pumping memory chips into artificial intelligence, but how much is too much? Because the PlayStation 5 right now is $450 if you get it refurbished.
No. If I go into a store,
I'm just saying,
with money in my pocket, how much does it cost for a console, a controller, and one game?
A console, controller, and one game. So the Xbox Series X raised their prices again. So I believe that package. So with one game, depending on the game, that package runs about $650, I believe. For PlayStation 5, it's probably about $550 to $575. For a Nintendo Switch 2, you're looking at about the same price, $550, $575, almost $6, depending on the state taxes where you live.
So $600.
$600, I would say, is the average at this point. Yes, including $80, $90 games too.
Including the games, okay.
Yeah.
Figure the Steam box is probably going to be around $600.
All right.
But for me, I already get all the games I already own to play on there immediately. So
exactly.
It doesn't matter to me. Like, okay, if you're brand new if you have a PlayStation library or an Xbox library, well, if you have an Xbox library, if you have Xbox Live, since the Steam box is basically PC, you should be able to have access to Xbox Live anyway.
Right.
But if you got a lot invested in your PlayStation library, maybe it's not that great a deal for you. But
I do think this is a turning
point. But if you don't have a huge library of built-in games and like you don't care about Sony exclusives, like you can buy like basically the same $70 that you would use to buy a new game.
Right.
On Steam, you can get about 2 or 3 games for that.
Quality games, by the way.
Quality games, yeah.
Right. I think it's
hell. You can get all the Valve games. you can get CS:GO for free.
Yeah. You can get CS:GO for free. You can get Fortnite for free, but like that's Epic, but it
Well,
doesn't really
we
matter.
don't know what's going to happen with Epic Games in this
yeah.
scenario. Like,
What do you think about this statement as like a last hot take? Just it's 2025. We're going into 2026. Should Microsoft go the Sega route and just say, you know what, we're just focusing on game production. We're not doing console production anymore. We're just
producing
making
what?
games.
What? So what studios? Microsoft has whatever studio is making Halo now. It ain't Bungie. I don't know who it is.
It's like
Bungie
686 or something like that. I don't know what it's called.
Bungie doesn't do anything for Microsoft. What does Microsoft have? Rare? Like, I don't know. Like,
what's Gears of War on?
I used to know this. I can't really see a scenario where it's the only reason they were still around is because Sony massively dropped the ball on the PS3 generation.
Yes.
If Sony doesn't do that, Microsoft is probably out of that business already. But Sony decided that they wanted to do some screwy things with the PlayStation 3 that opened up the door for the 360. 360 took over that generation. PlayStation learned its lesson, made sure that the PS4 was more developer friendly, and did all this stuff that the Xbox 360 did. They actually embraced online play all of a sudden, and then things worked out better. Like, I don't think that Sony...
There's no chance Sony drops out. There's no chance.
They could drop out if it becomes too much, if it's not a part of their bottom. Because remember, Sony doesn't just make
consoles. They make all. They make a whole family of electronics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Teebs. Your first ingredients only hot take. I can only imagine where you're going with this.
So my first take is that I think Marvel and DC as comic book companies, as the major, I think that Marvel and DC as the major comic book publishers,
as the big two,
might be on the way out.
Really?
And I think the hot take is that I think the media might actually be better for it.
Now, when you say the media, you're talking about media. Comic books specifically.
I think that comic books will be fine. Like it'll, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a rough couple of years while we figure out what the remnants of, because listen, whatever happens, I don't think Netflix or Paramount want to be in the comic book business. Okay?
Not a chance.
Like I'm pretty sure that they do want to be in the Batman business, but they do not want to be in the comic book business. So what that might look like is them licensing out all their comic book work to like a IDW or a Mad Cave or something like that. And so that DC Comics will no longer be in-house with Warner Brothers or wherever it is. And if that happens, Marvel's going to say, well, listen, we're not going to, Disney's going to say, we're not going to keep doing this. This is ridiculous. So they're going to form. So whatever happens, like, again, I'm not saying that the characters are going to disappear. They're too lucrative. But I think as far as the business of making comic books, I don't think, unless it's strictly as a place to farm IP for their next, I don't know, franchise movies. I think that is going to fundamentally change. And I think that is going to open up the way for people's idea of what comic books are to really change a lot. I mean, look, if you are sick and tired of of watching the same stuff over and over again and
The
feeling
same
like
Batman origin story.
no, not even Batman, but like if you feel like, oh, everything's the same, why is everything a sequel or a prequel or a remake or a reborquel or what like why? Where's the new stuff? It's in the comic shops, bro.
You tell them where it is, Teebs. Say it with your whole ass chest.
It's in the comic book shops. There are any number of phenomenal titles, ongoing titles at any given time. Hold on. I'm just gonna pull up this list really quick.
All right. So while you're pulling that up, I'm going to wax poetic about a comic series I've been reading since May of this year. It is a Image comic called Blood and Thunder. First of all, the art team of Benito Sereno, Jesus, and Michelle. I'm gonna butcher her name. Azarazakorn. So with those three plus Robert Kirkman is in there too. This series is just beautifully drawn. It's well written. It's a story that is awesome. So basically there's a bounty hunter. Her name is Ekeldama Bledsoe, and she just has this like cantankerous like talking gun that's just really sarcastic and just funny and just like way out there. And like I've enjoyed this series since it came out. I just want to leave it as a comic book right now. I don't need a TV series. I don't need a movie. Let me just enjoy the comic for now.
Right, exactly. We will leave this list. I have a list of the Beat's best comics of 2025. There is a very, like, yes, the first three books are Batman, Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman. Fine. Okay.
Fine.
Keep scrolling down a little bit. You're going to see stuff. You're going to see like biographies. You're going to see horror. You're going to see sci-fi. You're going to see like, drama, comedy, like the whole gamut of freaking genres, and whatever kind of story that you're looking for, you're gonna find it in the comic book shop. And hey, if you don't know what to get, here's what you can do. I'm gonna tell you how to find out how to get exactly what you want and what you're looking for at the comic book store.
Are you sure people are going to be able to handle this advice? Whatever
I don't know.
it is?
We'll see. So here's what you do. You go into not the video store.
You almost said video store. You can do that too if they exist.
You go to the comic book store, and when you go there, there will be a lovely man or woman behind the counter, and you say, with your mouth, you say, hello,
or with your hands if you use sign language.
If you do use sign language, use your hands, and you say hello. Good afternoon, if it is in fact afternoon or evening or whatever time of day it is. I need a recommendation. I like these shows, and is there anything that you could recommend that will be like these shows? And I'm sure what they will say is, oh my God, yes, of course. I have about 4 things right now that I can think of off the top of my head that you should check out. And here you go.
For the one thing that you like, I guarantee you there's like 4 or 5 like comics that are at least somewhat adjacent to what you like. And that's all. And like, you could almost kind of say that about manga too, but like that's its own thing. So
like, don't be afraid of the comic shop. Listen, you used to be afraid to go to the comic convention. Now all of y'all are up in there.
Now, as we've seen, all of y'all are there.
So just like go to the comic book store. The comic book store is like a comic convention.
Every day.
Only without celebrities. But sometimes
without celebrities, but you can still dress up in costume if you really want to do it.
If you're in a comic book shop in New York or Los Angeles, there might also be celebrities. So there you go.
This just goes to what we've been saying about comic books for years, and how like I don't want to say there's like a renaissance, but like there seems to be an increasing number of like new fresh-ish ideas where it's just like, oh, this seems interesting. Like, for example, like Image, again, like they have a series called Battle Pope, and I'm just like, all right, what is this ridiculousness? And I pick it up and I read a couple. I read. I mean, if you're at the comic book store, yes, read, but like also buy while you're there. It's not necessarily a lending library, but still, you get the point. I read one issue of Battle Pope, and then I bought like the next 2 months worth of books. I was just like, all right, I'm into this. Like, this is funny. It's just funny. The title and how the story shakes out. Like, it's original. It's fresh. It's something I would have never conceived 20 years ago. It's fun stuff. I love those little surprises at the comic book store. And yes, I'll still be the Marvel corporate shill and buy my Daredevil comics. I'll still be the DC shill and buy my absolute Green Lantern comics because huge fan of the Green Lantern. Also, absolute Green Lantern is for the culture, so support the culture. Yeah, go to the comic book store. Go to the comic book store if you want something new and interesting.
Absolutely.
It's okay. It's all right. They're all friendly in there. They're all friendly. When we advertise Free Comic Book Day, I would suggest you go down there on Free Comic Book Day. There are a lot of... this was my point to that. This was my point to that. Sometimes they'll have like issue zeros of certain things, so people can get in on the ground floor on some of these like real new comics that are coming out.
Hang on that. There might
Teebs
not be
does
a
not
free,
want people.
there may be no Free Comic Book Day this year. Just saying.
Oh, son of a bitch! All right. Well, not every day is Free Comic Book Day, but every day is Pay for Comics with Money Day. That's every day.
Right. And even though there might not be the big companies may not be sanctioning it, your local comic book shop might still decide to do something. So keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out. In Philly, I shout out Brave New World Comics all the time. It's where I do all my comic book patronage. So shout out to you guys. I'm staying in the video game world for my next hot take, and we're all like, what's your level? I'll start with this. What's your level of comic book movie fatigue right now, December 17th, 2025?
What is the scale? How are we?
0 to 10. 0 meaning if I see another goddamn trailer or some more social media crap about the hype for Avengers Doomsday, something we don't even have a trailer for yet, I'm going to lose my effing mind. And then 10 being 2008 Iron Man. That would be 10 because I feel like that would have been the height of it, I guess.
So I'm at like a 1.
Okay.
I can tell you that the last superhero movie I saw in theaters was Spider-Man No Way Home, and I think the last one I saw, period. The last one I saw, period, was Deadpool and Wolverine in my home.
In your home, yes. Get ready, Teebs, because my next hot take is that video game adaptations are going to become the next wave of like comic book movies. Like I think that's where we're headed. We have the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out. The Last of Us was successful. We have the new Resident Evil show that's coming. We have Fallout that's 2 seasons in the bag. Just get ready. Because the Smash Brothers movie is coming once they get Zelda and they get Samus and they get all those guys together.
No.
I mean, granted, you and I would be first in line for a Star Fox movie. That's like, I don't want to hear anything to the contrary because I know that's true. You'll be first in line for an F-Zero movie.
Absolutely.
So just that's coming. So God of War is gonna get a TV adaptation at some point. Red Dead Redemption is probably going to need a TV adaptation at some point, especially after I saw this clip where Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who, if you don't know who he is, he played Negan in The Walking Dead. He really wants to play Arthur Morgan, so I'm all in on that. And then one thing I would like to see is, just from a special effects and storytelling standpoint, I would like to see a BioShock TV show. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. maybe.
But I think that companies are going to start zeroing in on some of these video games that they can run episodically. Stuff like I said, like a God of War, like a Red Dead Redemption, like a BioShock, maybe. Like leave the full scale movies to like Universal and Nintendo and Illumination, all like them. But for Netflix and whatever happens with them and the Warner thing, Amazon can jump in because Amazon's got to do something now that they're not going to have The Boys anymore after next year, so they got to come up with something. Well, so The Boys is going to be the last season of The Boys is next year, but how much longer are they going to run the Gen V thing? You can't run that you can't run that for another more than like 2 years.
Here's a question: without The Boys, and with no one watching this Lord of the Rings show, what the hell does Amazon have? I mean, I guess they have the Bond franchise.
Reacher? Now,
yeah,
I guess. Well, now they just have Fallout. I think that's their bread and butter once The Boys are done. Oh, Invincible. That's the other one.
Right.
Invincible is the other one for Amazon.
But like that comes
kind
out
of
every once in a while. So
that's like every year and a half, 2 years. But yeah, that's how I feel about video adaptations becoming the next wave of like what the next comic book movie thing is going to be. You're going to see video game adaptations and then sequels of those adaptations. It's hilarious because, you know, how many times have we tried to do Resident Evil on the big screen and they're running it back again on TV?
That is true. And
so we'll see what happens there.
What is this new Resident Evil show? Who knows?
I'll have to link it to you. But you're back at the supermarket. Like you got some of the ingredients in your basket, but I sense that you're trying to make a whole nother dish. So you're like in some other aisles in the supermarket now.
All right. So here's a hot take.
It's always funny when he starts with his hand in his head, with his head in his hands.
This is the Christmas season.
It is. I am wearing my ceremonial It's Christmas t-shirt, of course.
It is. And the Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens, probably maybe the greatest piece of fiction ever penned by humans.
Okay, I don't know where you're going with this. Like, why do you have turmeric in the basket?
But the question is, what is the best version of A Christmas Carol? What's the definitive best version, purest distilled form of A Christmas Carol?
The answer to that question is Muppet Christmas Carol, and there's no other answer. There's
No,
no other answer.
that is incorrect.
It's Muppet Christmas Carol. It's
No.
Muppets.
The answer is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Okay. Why? All right. Why are you standing for the mouse? What the hell? Is Mickey holding you hostage at gunpoint?
Let me tell you something about Mickey's Christmas Carol. It tells the entire story of A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
You get all the themes, you get everything that's happening. Yeah, there's some parts that are missing and there's some stuff that are cut out, but you get the gist of it. Just a little bit is cut out. You get the gist of it, you get what's going on, and it's 26 minutes long. 26 effing minutes.
It's crisp.
That is efficient. That's like you get everything. I love that one of the, is that the first Bugle Boy ever? Like death?
I want to say yes. I want to say you're correct in that. I think that before DuckTales, I think that's the first time we see
Christmas Future. Anyway.
No love for the Muppets and Michael Caine? Nothing?
There's way too much singing in that movie. There's a lot of singing. It's a lot with the singing.
There's a lot of
you
singing
don't need
in
songs
everything.
The original Christmas Carol.
Half of any season of Family Guy is singing.
Listen, you know what's great about the Christmas Carol? The story? There's no caroling. There's no singing.
There is no caroling.
Incredible.
That's all right.
Just please try to understand this. The Christmas Carol gets across a Christian message about the meaning and spirit of Christmas, but they do not ever mention Christ. That is incredible work by my homie Chuck Dickens.
Holy shit.
They do not mention anything religious in that entire. The only time they come close to religion is when like the dudes come around asking for money. That's it.
Holy shit, you're right. That's impressive work by Mr. Dickens there.
Chuck Dickens.
Oh man. All right, I may be coming around. Like I'll watch Mickey's Christmas after, you know, Charlie Brown Christmas, but that's a whole nother thing.
Also, Christmas Carol. I'm just going off on Christmas Carol now.
Go ahead.
It managed to be terrifying and heartwarming at the same time. Like, what else is doing there? Like, who else does that?
Nobody. The answer is nobody. Wait, is Mickey's Christmas in your Christmas movie viewing rotation? What's in the rotation these days anyway? What's in the rotation for 2025? Because you know my rotation. Everybody in the world knows my rotation.
I watch Mickey's Christmas.
Okay.
I watch Batman Returns.
That's on my rotation.
I watch Eyes Wide Shut.
Stop right there. Stop.
Highly underrated
Hold
Christmas
on.
movie.
Stop right there. No. You stop right there. I'm not letting you gloss over that. Eyes Wide Shut, really?
He's basically walking the streets of New York City at Christmas time. It's lovely.
Yeah, but there's the rest of that movie.
Look, there's he also in my Christmas rotation. Speaking, he has a run-in with a prostitute, and speaking of prostitutes, also in my Christmas rotation, Trading Places, fantastic Christmas movie, also fantastic Philadelphia movie.
That's the thing. All right, here's the thing: is Trading Places a Christmas movie or a New Year's movie?
It's
or
both.
Is it both?
It's
okay.
both.
It's
you
both.
You can watch it anytime between December 24th and January 3rd. You can watch it.
I guess I can't come back with Eyes Wide Shut and say, hey, nobody in a family setting is putting on Eyes Wide Shut for
Depends
family
on the
viewing.
Family.
Okay. And I can't make that argument because Die Hard is definitely not for the children. That is definitely in my rotation. So I guess I got to give you a pass there. If I ever come to your house during the Christmas season and you're watching Eyes Wide Shut, I'm turning around. I'm going back to Lindbergh Airfield and I'm getting the hell out of there.
Lindbergh? What are you taking? What are you taking? The plane from Raiders of the Lost Ark? You're taking a single engine Cessna?
Did I totally forget? Did I totally forget the name of the damn airport in San Diego? That is the name of the
airport. It is Lindbergh.
I thought that's what it was. I was like, wait, I know I'm not insane. But I will say, oh my God, I can't get past that Eyes Wide Shut take. I really can't. I gotta let that go. I gotta let it go because I'm about to destroy the internet.
Is Who's the Man a Christmas movie?
No, that just takes place in the wintertime.
It's not
necessarily a Christmas movie. It takes place in the wintertime. But like I'll watch that in February, whatever. As much as you may blow up the internet with that Eyes Wide Shut take, my last hot take is going to blow up a certain... I admit this is regional, so only a certain region of the country is going to get real in their feelings and in their pants about what I'm about to say. And it's the truth. And this is going to be a hard thing to hear, but everybody in the Philadelphia, Delaware, New Jersey area, you need to hear this. You need to listen to this.
Wow, the whole tri-state area.
The whole tri-state area, parts of Virginia, Maryland, just everywhere, okay? Teebs, you might want to back up off the mic so that you don't get hit with like shrapnel. The Philadelphia institution, the tri-state area institution, known as Wawa. You're aware of what that is. Teebs knows what that is. He knows it thusly.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Wawa, in the year of our Lord 2025, is officially overrated.
Wow.
There's nothing that you can't get at your local grocery store or bodega that you can't get at Wawa cheaper or better. The coffee is not what it used to be. I can get the same kinds of, if I want the quick hoagies, I can get those at the supermarket. There's an Heirloom Giant up the street from where I work. Walk up there. I give the guy at the counter $6. He gives me a nice turkey and American on a Kaiser roll with some lettuce, tomato. It's prepackaged. It's still good. Also, you may not be aware of this this other company, but are you familiar with Royal Farms?
I am not.
So Royal Farms it's more of a below the Mason-Dixon kind of Wawa. But here's the thing. There was always that truce between Wawa and Royal Farms, right? Wawa, you don't go south of here. Royal Farms, you don't go north of here. Wawa went south and Royal Farms said, oh, word? Okay. So we've seen Royal Farms kind of trickle into the tri-state area. Corey put me on game to the Royal Farms fried chicken. And I swear to God, with my whole ass chest, it's some of the best convenience store gas station chicken I've ever had in my life.
First of all, what the hell is the man with you eating gas station chicken?
Listen, it's not like Sunoco on 47th in Baltimore gas station.
What kind of civil rights Negro stuff are you?
Don't even go there. Don't even go there, because you and I have both frequented the Crown Chicken on 40th and Market Street.
No, I have not. I have never
That is
patronized
bullshit.
the Crown Chicken on 40th Street. That is totally
bullshit.
false.
That is bullshit.
No, it is not BS.
I have seen you come in with a 2-piece of biscuit and a slice of watermelon. I've seen that happen.
That would never happen, first of all, because I don't even like watermelon. And second of all, I only get my chicken from fully licensed and bonded chicken
Okay. Jesus.
dealers.
So yeah, Royal Farms, their convenience store, they're headquartered in Baltimore. And like I said, Wawa started going into Maryland in the DMV area, and Royal Farms was like, all right, I guess the truce is over. We're going to show everybody how good our shit is. And I got to say, there's a Royal Farms a couple of, I want to say about half a mile from where my partner lives. And going on the way to 422, like, all right, now I'm getting like really super specific, but on the way to 422, it's like right there. And I just pull in. I'm just like, oh shit, you got better quality food at about the same prices as Wawa. And there's literally, oh my God, there's literally a Wawa down the street from that Royal Farms. It's like, man, y'all ain't playing anymore.
Listen. So how much are you paying to get your hoagie and your soda and your chips and your whatever?
At what? At Giant?
At either place. At either place.
So typically I'll do that at Giant. Like I can go to the Giant supermarket and I'll get like a 6. They have like a deal. So you get a I want to say an 8-inch hoagie with any kind of chips that you want, any kind of drink you want. I think it's like $9.
Okay. So
that's not bad.
I got at Grab and Go, I can get a, let's say 10-inch. Okay, let's generously say 12-inch sandwich.
12 inches is a decent size for a sandwich.
Turkey and provolone.
Yes.
Chips and a drink. Last time I did that, I believe it cost me $17.
Jesus Christ. And this was at like what? Okay, so for those that don't know, like what is Grab and Go? Is like, is that like 7-Eleven?
No,
okay.
It's just a sandwich place.
So it's like a legit, like not a legit deli, but like deli adjacent. But you get like gas and like convenience store items and shit.
Honestly, if they had coffee and lemonade and pretzels in there, it would be a Wawa.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what I'm saying is quit your bitching, because some of us don't even have that.
Yeah. I think for me, what it all boiled down to, and like this is gonna sound like a weird way to say it, but like I kind of outgrew Wawa because like I have a. See, I'm gonna say it this way because I have a job that pays well, and
Wow.
like that's not what I mean. I weigh my options, is what I'm saying. Is like I'm way more responsible. Like I'll be like, all right, do I really want to spend like 11, $12 for like a McDonald's 10-piece chicken McNuggets meal, or do I want to go to the Poppy store up the street and get a 3 tender meal with French fries for $6.50? I know you don't have bodegas and like fucking food carts where you live, but goddamn it, you have there are taco shops literally on every corner that I'm jealous
You
of.
can only eat tacos so many days, you know.
Yeah, but that's when you get the other stuff. You get the quesadillas, or you get the
Okay, you can
sandwiches.
only eat Mexican food so many
Okay,
days.
there you go. All right, that's fair. All right, what's your last take?
What is my last take?
I'm going to Philadelphia hell for that, by the way.
Here's a take. Strap in. Get ready.
Shit. Do I need the over the shoulders? I'm strapping in like an airline pilot.
Between the male loneliness epidemic, gooning, and women wanting to have sex with minotaurs, I think the human race is cooked. I think we're done. I think it's over, folks. I think maybe it's time for a reset.
Reset.
Maybe we need to just like knock this thing back a few stages on
Okay.
the old ladder of human progression. Maybe we need to go back to like, maybe we need to just go back to like pre-industrialization, but like
Wow.
without the slavery.
Without the slavery.
With no
Without
slavery
the
this
would
time.
be nice.
Yeah, just to clear some things up, and
Okay.
then we can whip out the computers again once we figure out what the hell we're doing.
I kind of want to know how
this
this
is not
came
good.
about. I want to know how
This
this
is
came
not
about.
good, folks.
I'm walking around with Teebs. He's getting ingredients for his takes, and just all of a sudden he just grabbed capers and spicy mustard. I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't know what the heck is going on either, and this just might be me being an old man yelling at a cloud, but really, I don't know. Dudes, there are dudes out there that just want
don't lump us all in, because
that
we are
want to
both
have relationships with AIs and with anime cat girls, and like they want to have a
or
way
inanimate objects,
or just like I don't just spending all day just looking at pornography and like not leaving the house. What like
wow.
and
all right, hold on.
This is just not.
You have to. You can't run some of these guys a little bit of bail, given the fact that like some of the movies that we grew up with were like Weird Science and Mannequin. For Christ's sake, you got to throw them a little bail.
Okay, here's the thing though. In Weird Mannequin, fine, whatever. In Weird Science, they didn't have sex, but the weird chick that they had.
They did not.
They did not.
That is true. Okay,
They had
I forgot
a party
about that. Yeah,
and met actual human women.
they did. That's right. I forgot about that part.
All right, here's a hot take on top of a hot take.
We're also the generation that like fully embrace girls going wild. So there's also that. So I don't know how much we got to throw some bail. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Look, all I'm saying is there's some trends. There's some alarming trends.
Okay,
and it doesn't bode well. Listen,
what are some of these alleged trends?
Look. All I can say is, if they ever make anything like the Oasis from Ready Player One,
Jesus,
or like an actual version of the Matrix that you can plug into and like totally go into another reality, that's a wrap for the human race. We're done.
Yeah, it's kind of a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Like if we're out here literally getting Sheila 3.2 from Virtuosity. Like, if that is really becoming a thing, it might be a wrap on the human race.
Speaking of which,
Oh, he's got more. He's got more. Teebs just grabbed scallions and fucking these weird ass scallops I've never seen before.
I did not know this, but Waymo is in Philadelphia now.
Yeah, Waymo's in Philadelphia. Here's the thing: you may not know that Waymo's in Philadelphia because you have not yet heard a report of a Waymo being set on fire. See, that hasn't happened yet, so that's probably why you didn't know they're in Philadelphia.
I saw my first one. I was in LA yesterday, and I saw my first Waymo. That's how it starts, folks. That's how it starts.
Auto driving cars. That's how we get Skynet.
You can call it auto driving cars. I call it the T100. So. Actually, I take that back. Yeah, Waymos are going to be coming to San Diego starting next year.
How do you feel about that?
But first of all, let me just take back what I said, and let me reiterate. I love all the robots.
Yeah.
Teebs loves all the robots.
Yeah,
I just want that
KidPhoenix
clear.
loves all the robots too, because the robots help me edit this podcast.
I just want to go on the record as saying Teebs is pro-robot all the way.
Pro-robot. We are two things on this podcast, pro-robot and pro-union, which somehow, I don't know how that makes sense, but keep going.
Pro-robot, 100%. And we love it. We love it. We love all the robots. Waymos, though, you know, it's a little bit scary the first time you look over and there's nobody driving that car. That's a little disheartening. But
was it more weird to see the Waymo, or was it more weird to see like what they were doing with like self-driving cars like Teslas and whatnot?
I have not seen any self-driving Teslas, but
I feel like that's a great way to end this podcast. The human race is over. Get ready for the rise of the machines, and we are pro-robot. I think that is the perfect way to end this podcast.
All the way. As a matter of fact, if somebody wants to put my consciousness inside of a robot, I'm all for that. Let's go. I'm not going to complain about it.
It depends on the robot, depends on the price tag for me.
Bob Morton, if you're listening, put me in, coach.
Call Bob Morton. We're gonna get out of here until next week. We'll let everybody know what's happening, what's going down. Before we get out of here, Teebs, any vampire updates? How's that coming?
I'm waiting on the physical copies to arrive. The digital copies went out a couple weeks ago, and those physical copies should be showing up any day now.
Fantastic. Until next week, don't forget, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, full episodes of our podcast on YouTube. We will talk to everybody next week, and enjoy the holidays. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner, and we'll talk to everybody soon.
Peace.